कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा, नहीं बैठे। रास्ता कोई काम करना तो
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, the Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. Once again, we welcome His Excellency, the Governor of West Bengal. And in the presence of His Excellency and the other distinguished guests, we would commence this program with the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much. And now we would take this opportunity of thanking and welcoming His Excellency, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. Apart from being the Governor of West Bengal, as we all know that our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, had coined these two phrases for him: ace debater, man of ideas. And the man of ideas, let's say, phrase has become really viral. So whenever we refer to His Excellency, we first refer to him as a man of ideas. And I would just like to mention at this point that his association with museums is also very, very strong. He was the administrator of the National Museum, if I'm not wrong, sir. And during that day, he has this Midas touch. He can sort of refurbish and he can revitalize any institution. And he had chalked out this 100 days program where all kinds of measures were taken to sort of bring this National Museum to its glory days. And I believe that it did not take 100 days. Under his management, this entire activity was completed in 60 days. We welcome Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, His Excellency the Governor of West Bengal. May I request Sri A.D. Chaudhary, Director General, National Council of Science Museums, to welcome His Excellency with a bouquet, shawl, and a beautiful Dokra memento, traditional handicraft of West Bengal, depicting Ma Durga. Thank you so much. We would now like to welcome Professor S.C. Roy, Chairman, Steering Committee, National Science and Technology Digital Archive, and member of the National Commission of History of Science, and former head Department of Physics, Bose Institute. Sri A.D. Chaudhary is doing the honors once again. And the memento, sir. Thank you so much. And Professor Abhijit Chakravarti, former Vice Chancellor, Jadavpur University and Chairman, Executive Committee, BITM. May I request Sri Shubhabrata Chaudhary, Director, Birla Industrial and Technological Museum, to felicitate him with the bouquet, the shawl, and also the memento. Thank you so much. May we now request the Director General, National Council of Science Museums, Sri A.D. Chaudhary, to welcome our distinguished guests.
Namaskar. His Excellency, the Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Professor Abhijit Chakravarti, former Vice Chancellor, Jadavpur University, and the Chairman of the Executive Committee of BITM, Professor S.C. Roy, Chairman of the Steering Committee for the National Science and Technology Digital Archive, Sri Shubhabrata Chaudhary, Director, BITM, my fellow colleagues, Mr. Samarendra Kumar, Deputy Director General, NCSM, our distinguished guests, members from the print and electronic media, respected teachers, and my young students from different schools of Kolkata, ladies and gentlemen. We are extremely grateful to His Excellency for accepting our invitation in spite of his very busy schedule. Sir, on behalf of BITM, a unit of NCSM, and on my personal behalf, I extend a warm welcome to you and also convey our thanks and gratitude for being with us here today. I extend a very hearty welcome to Professor Chakravarti and Professor S.C. Roy and all who have gathered here for this very important event being hosted by BITM. Today is a momentous occasion for us in BITM for more reasons than one. Today, we present a gallery that reflects the evolution of television as a medium of personalized household entertainment, a digital archive showcasing the rich science and technology of the nation, and busts of Indian women scientists with significant contributions to the nation. Featuring a detailed timeline, displays of vintage television technology, including AI-based animated exhibits of John Logie Bird's pioneering work and various fun interactives. The television gallery of BITM ensures that visitors of all ages remain connected with the evolution of our entertainment technology. Our television gallery depicts the chronological development of this revolutionary technology through 20 state-of-the-art interactive exhibits, models, diorama, and artifacts in an educative and informative ambience. I hope my young friends shall take keen interest to know about this evolutionary process and will also be able to now relate to various newsroom settings that we witness in various TV news channels. Science education, more specifically the scientific way of thinking, is one of the most important trainings due to its relevance to students' lives and the universally applicable problem solving and critical thinking skill it develops. Technological literacy and problem solving through science education gives students the knowledge they need to succeed in school and beyond. The newly installed bus of Indian women scientists and the ever-evolving digital archive for collection and preservation of the intellectual legacy of Indian scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, and medical researchers who shaped modern India provide an authentic window into our scientific past, serving both a research resource and a testament to India's journey for the development of science and technology. I wish to thank the entire team who have contributed for making this digital archive a reality. I'm sure in the days to come, more and more digital documents shall find place in this archive, and we will soon become a very rich resource for our budding scientists. Through these diverse initiatives, we hope to re-establish our connections with our dedicated patrons while fostering ties with the new generation of learners and nation builders. I once again welcome all of you here. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. May we now request Professor Abhijit Chakravarti, former Vice Chancellor, Jadavpur University and Chairman of the Executive Committee of BITM, for his address.
A very good afternoon to you all. My deep regards for His Excellency, the Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. My sincere most thanks to the Director General, A.D. Chaudhuri, for CSM, the Director BITM, and Professor S.C. Rai. I also convey my thanks to the audience who are present here in this occasion. Since the invention of television, nearly 100 years is past. So television, the benefits of television has percolated to the lowest level of the society, and it has become now very much evident that it has got a tremendous role in the society, in education, in developing nationalism, and in describing the different aspects of life. So this is a timely occasion for BITM and NCSM to make a brief and very clear exhibit of television development of communication. I also appreciate the busts of the Indian scientists, women scientists who are placed here, and I have seen it today, and I expect that what I feel that had we not been under the British rule, we would have more Indian scientists in the different field of technology, medicine, communication, etc. And today I must pay my respect to Sir J.C. Bose also, who was a leading Indian scientist in the field of digital communication in the very early start of the communication, wireless communication. So in this way, I feel that this initiative of making a television gallery is very much important nowadays, and young students and the other people who are viewing this television gallery, they will be much enriched to see this, how this has taken the development. So in this respect, I appreciate the initiative taken by BITM and NCSM, and I hope that this will be a grand success. So I convey my sincere-most thanks again to BITM as well as to NCSM, and I think that today is the beginning for such type of galleries, and we will see more galleries in next few years where the young students can make self-learning, and that will enrich the education of the country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now we are going to release the television gallery brochure. May I request our Director General to present a copy to His Excellency, the Governor of West Bengal, and then may we request all the other guests to kindly unwrap the brochure that would mark the release of the television gallery brochure. And the brochures are handed over to the other distinguished members on the dais. Thank you. And can we sort of open it and so that our media friends can have a good view of the brochure. Thank you. Thank you, that's done. Thank you so much. May I now request Professor S.C. Roy, Chairman of the Steering Committee of the National Science and Technology Digital Archive, to kindly introduce this project.
Good evening. His Excellency, the Honorable Governor of West Bengal, dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. The long wait for a dedicated science and technology digital archive is now over. Today is a historic moment when this dedicated science and technology digital archive, the first of its kind in India, will be inaugurated by His Excellency, the Honorable Governor of West Bengal. Science and technology have been crucial driving forces in human endeavor, constantly evolving and reshaping society. And we have tried to capture a slice of this history of evolution in this archive. To begin with, the archive currently contains glorious records of scientific and other achievements of about 70 Indian scientists of the pre- and post-colonial era. The stories behind the scientific achievements, the struggles and challenges lying buried under the materials like diaries of Srinivasa Ramanujam, correspondence of Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose with Rabindranath Tagore and others, Professor Meghnad Saha with Niels Bohr or Erwin Schrödinger, Professor S.N. Bose with Albert Einstein, etc., bring out different facets of their lives beyond their scientific excellence. The archive is the repository of these invaluable records available under a single umbrella. These documents will be accessible to the researchers, educators, public, and the students in particular, offering them an inspiring glimpse of our rich scientific heritage. It is to be noted that this is just the beginning of our journey. We will include more and more scientists in our fold as we move on, and we'll also add more documents to the existing ones as and when we receive them. Lastly, it is a great honor for me to have been associated with this nationally significant project as the chairman of the steering committee. It was indeed a wonderful experience working with the BITM archive team in association with the Director BITM and the Director General of NCSM. I hope the students and researchers will find this archive a valuable tool to be used in their quest for knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May we now request His Excellency Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, to launch the National Science and Technology Digital Archive. This would be done by the use of a remote. As soon as our Director General hands over the remote to His Excellency, he would have to press it, and that would mark the launch of this archive.
Presenting the National Science and Technology Digital Archive, a repository for collection and preservation of the intellectual legacy of Indian scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, and medical researchers who shaped modern India. Visit the collections at www.bitmkolkata.net to delve into our scientific past, serving both as a research resource and a testament to India's journey for the development of science and technology. Log in to access the full range of material archived from scientists, medics, engineers, and inventors, including manuscripts, letters, diaries, photographs, notebooks, scientific publication, pamphlets, and newspaper clippings. The project, to begin with, includes nationwide contributions from around 70 renowned scientists like Ashima Chatterjee, Birbal Sahani, Bibha Chaudhary, Dilip Mahalanobis, Homi J. Bhabha, M. Visveshwarya, Vikram Sarabhai, and others who laid the foundation of modern Indian science, technology, and medical research. Implementing best practices for archival storage and digitization, this ever-evolving National Archive ensures long-term conservation of the prized collections, as well as facilitation of scholarly research by aiding accessibility through a user-friendly online platform and a dedicated research space with due indexing. It is an initiative for preservation and promotion of a rich scientific legacy by the National Council of Science Museums, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Sign up at www.bitmkolkata.net and start exploring today.
Thank you so much. And now, may we invite His Excellency Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, for the inaugural address.
My dynamic colleague, Sri A.D. Chaudhary, Director General, National Council of Science Museums, Sri Vabarda Chaudhary, Director, BITM, Sri A.D. Chaudhary, Director General, National Council of Sri S.C. Roy, Chairman, Steering Committee, Sri Professor Abhijit Chakravarti, ladies and gentlemen, and my very dear friends. First of all, I congratulate my distinguished colleague Sri A.D. Chaudhary and his excellent team for making this happen today. I was delighted to unveil the bust of the famous women scientists of India. In the Vedas it is said, Yatra naryastu pujyante, ramante tatra devata. Where women are honored, there the gods rejoice. This is an occasion where the gods will certainly rejoice. I do not know how to express my solidarity with them, but if the Director General would permit me, I would like to introduce two Governors' Award of Excellence for the outstanding women scientists in future. Each award carrying 25,000 rupees, a plaque and citation.
I'm not a scientist, but I have had the opportunity to be with the scientists, the best scientists of the world, for years together. As an IAS officer, once the Prime Minister, at that time, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, sent me to the Department of Atomic Energy. I had no idea what atom is. I went there, and the chairman of Atomic Energy Commission, after some time, he deputed me as India's representative in the European Council for Nuclear Energy, CERN, in Geneva. For 3.5 years, I represented India in one of the best laboratories. It is underground. It is 10 stories deeper in the Alps, a 27-kilometer long tunnel. That is the great laboratory where, recently Higgs boson was discovered. And great research is going on there. I had the opportunity to be there witnessing these things for more than 3 years. Then the second largest project in the world now is ITER, that is thermonuclear energy experiment, ITER, in Cadarache in France. There also I represented India for about 4 years, where I have seen there is tremendous respect for the Indian scientists, the resilience of the Indian scientists. My job was there to supply money and scientists to the experiments. And Indian scientists have the resilience, which is unparalleled when we compare to the scientists from other places. If the electricity fails, there of course it doesn't fail. If the electricity fails, other scientists panic. Indian scientists will know how to work in candlelight. That is a resilience which they had. Tremendous respect. Grid computing, I do not know what exactly it is, but I know it is one of the most sophisticated manner of computation, isn't it? Grid computing is there, introduced in CERN. Who was heading that? Professor Dr. Dekane, who was from BARC, Indian scientist. So India's prestige has gone high. In areas as widely different as atomic energy and agriculture, India has gained from the application of science and technology. It is no time for us to forget those days of PL 480, when India was called ship-to-mouth existence. If food grains do not come from America in ships, India will starve. That was the situation that prevailed here. And at a critical moment, to bargain with India, when Lyndon Johnson asked India to change its political stand in the international arena if the food is to come to us. That was a threat which was there. Then we launched the Green Revolution. Because science and technology, India became a hotbed of food production. And today, when COVID struck, many prophets of doom said there will be starvation deaths in India. India has a surplus even in buffer stock. That is India, which has been transformed by science and technology. Now, of course, even Dr. Somendranath himself has said, I was working with him in the Ministry of Agriculture. He said from Green Revolution because it toxified the land because of the excessive use of fertilizers and chemicals. But he said there should be an evergreen revolution through organic farming. And the biggest hub for evergreen revolution in India, which place it is? It is our very own West Bengal, which is going to be the hub of evergreen revolution in the country. Science and technology has transformed the nation. Yes, now politically and internationally, we claim, and rightly too, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has transformed India. Similarly, science and technology has started transforming this nation to an extent where nobody can even believe. But where did we lag behind? Science and technology has developed various technological options for various applications in life. But most of these technology options remain in the shelves of the laboratories. Lab to land program was launched. But now, even in a department like atomic energy, I thought atomic energy only produces atom bombs, which is of no use to anybody. But there are 500 applications for ordinary life. The biggest cashew nut, the biggest peanut is produced in bark, the agricultural section. And various applications in science technology. Every man's science is made in everyday science by the scientists there. I could see, as a bureaucrat here, I could see in the Department of Atomic Energy where I worked, the pursuit of excellence. As Browning said, I'm a student of literature, as Browning said, grow old along with me. Grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. The best is yet to be. That is the motto which Homi Bhabha had given to the scientists there. He said, find a scientist. You build your laboratory around him. See, each scientist has his own plus points. You cannot dictate terms to him. Find a scientist and build your laboratory around him. And secondly, teamwork. That is what I found greatly in all these laboratories. Nothing is achieved by one man or one scientist. It's a matter of teamwork. That teamwork is fostered in this scientific institution. If you go from the regular departments of the government of India and go to the Department of Atomic Energy or the Department of Space, you will find that there is pursuit of excellence. As Browning again said, on earth, the broken arc, in heaven, the perfect round. They are in search of the perfect round. That's a type of change that we are seeing in our laboratories here. But then these technology options which they have discovered and kept in the laboratories, it is like the modern ladies buying ornaments. They don't wear and they keep it in the locker. Similarly, technology is developed and kept in the locker. Technology does not percolate to the field. Dissemination of technology. Generation of technology is different. Dissemination of technology is different. There may be a conference here or a seminar there or a few demonstration pieces here and there. But one swallow does not make a summer. What we need in technology dissemination in this country is a change from tokenism to total coverage. Tokenism to total coverage. That is what the Birla Institute Museum is doing here. Incidentally, I was spoken my role as the museum head. Yes, I was the head of the National Museum. But after that, for 10 years, I was remaining as a museum piece when the Prime Minister asked me to take over as Governor of West Bengal. So my association with museum does not end with being the head of the National Museum. Now, we have to take this technology from the museums to the laboratories to the land. That is a primordial objective which should inform us. We had the Chandrayaan, we had the Mangalyaan, we had GSLV, PSLV, we had nuclear power stations, and India has become the vaccine house of the world. During COVID, when every country was struggling for vaccine, India developed it fast. 100 countries were provided vaccine by us. So we have become the pharmacy of the world. That is a level at which India has reached because of science and technology. I still remember, before the Cold War or during the Cold War, more hot was the war for technological dominance in the world between USSR, at that time USSR, now Russia. At that time, USSR was headed by Brochure and Kennedy was heading America. It is the USSR which sent a dog called Laika into the outer space. When Brochure came to America, he boasted, we are the first nation in the world to send a dog to outer space. This shows our technological superiority, obviously heading at Kennedy. Kennedy did not know what to say. But in his reply speech, he said, Comrade Khrushchev has claimed that they have sent a dog to the outer space. We appreciate that. But it's not because of technological dominance. It is because the system that is prevailing in your country, Mr. Khrushchev, any dog can go to any heights if there is somebody to push you up. But in India, that is not the case. In India, our scientists have toiled hard. As a student, the priests had taught me, I studied in the convent schools of Kerala. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. They, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. This is what I saw reflected in the scientific establishments of the world which I could visit. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. They, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. And now there are questions of, is science the ultimate? Is science the ultimate? Is there a God? Science seems to be taking up the role of God, but science never says that. There is a misconception that science is against spirituality. Here is Albert Einstein, the greatest scientist. Albert Einstein said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. This is Albert Einstein. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. And here is Edison. I believe in the existence of a supreme intelligence. This Edison, I believe in the existence of a supreme intelligence, but I don't think we can comprehend it. That intelligence, supreme intelligence, is something which is beyond our comprehension. This is the greatest scientist saying. And Nikola Tesla said, the universe is a grand book which cannot be read until one first learns to comprehend the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is written. That is inscrutable are the ways of God, and inscrutable are the ways of science. There is a marriage between science and religion is required for the progress of the whole world. Now, I do not want to take more of your time. And, science does not have any superstition. Science is based on empirical evidence, experimental result. But, Jawaharlal Nehru and Homi Bhabha, they were very close friends. When somebody told Nehru, hanging a horseshoe in front of your office is supposed to bring in luck. He said, how can it solve? He said, it's all superstition. No. Homi Bhabha has hung a horseshoe in front of his office. Homi? He will never do that. Now you go and see. So slowly, stealthily, he went to the Homi Bhabha's room and the horseshoe is there. Then he asked him, Homi, do you believe in these things? Homi Bhabha said, it brings luck to the non-believers also. It brings luck to the non-believers also. That is what is reflected in Albert Einstein, who said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. I promised you I will not take more of your time. I am reminded once again of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein had certain idiosyncrasies. Great scientist that he is, but he was known for his idiosyncrasies, oddities. At that time, when the theory of relativity made him famous, no one had seen him. At that time, there was no television, as you know. Everybody was vying with each other to invite Einstein for the talk on the theory of relativity. Einstein has a habit. He will travel only in his rickety old car. And he has a chauffeur who is more or less like a friend to him. They took the car to Dover. From Dover, it was shipped on the ship, and they reached London. They were driving down to Oxford to be received by the Oxford professors who are gathered there. Then Einstein told the driver, do this, do that. The driver said, please keep quiet. This is not like a theory of relativity, this is driving. Oh, you mean to say your driving is more important than my theory of relativity? The driver said, yes. On the London roads, your theory of relativity has nothing to do. My driving is better. Then Einstein said, okay, in that case, I will drive. You will speak on the theory of relativity. He said, okay. So Einstein went to the driver's seat and started driving. In this melee, they forgot that the car had reached the gates of Oxford. They came, naturally the VIP sitting in the back. The professors came, garlanded the driver thinking that is Einstein, took him straight to the stage like this. Then they said, the great Einstein will deliver his lecture on the theory of relativity. The driver, gave an excellent lecture because he had heard Einstein delivering the same lecture 100 times. But at the end of it, the professor of physics stood up and asked a question in quantum physics to the driver thinking that's Einstein. You know what the driver said? The driver thought for a while and said, elementary, professor, elementary. Your question can be answered even by my driver. And he asked Einstein, please come on the stage. I do not want to repeat that. I'm very glad that I've been given this opportunity to come here. And when you speak about honoring the women scientists, I remember an incident, if serious things can be put across in the right way. See, I happened to get the Science Award of the United Nations, Global Best Practice Award 4 times. I'm not a scientist, as I said. The award was given to me for disseminating science and technology, particularly in the field of cost-effective and energy-efficient housing. So after receiving the award, I was coming from New York to Delhi. There was also a young scientist who received the award there, a young girl from Punjab also. Now, a lady came and sat in the first class. The air hostess said, Madam, your seat is in the economy. You cannot sit in the first class. This lady from Ludhiana, she said, I am the first one to get into this vehicle. I will decide which seat to choose. She argued what to do. So many air hostesses tried. She's not budging. Then this young woman scientist, who got the Young Scientist Award, she asked the pilot, Sir, shall I try? Pilot said, okay, try. So the young woman scientist, she goes and says something to the old woman. The old woman suddenly gets up very obediently, takes her bag, and goes back and sits in the economy seat. Everybody was surprised at the smartness shown by this young scientist. The captain asked him, what did you tell the old lady? The young scientist said, Sir, I just told her, Madam, this seat goes to London. The other seat is going to Delhi. So she came by. That is the smartness of the young women scientists. 3 cheers to the women scientists who are honored here. Let there be more and more women who come on to say, thank you very much, wish you the very best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful address and, of course, bringing a smile to our lips so very often. Thank you once again. May I now request the Director, BITM, Shri Shubhabrata Chaudhary, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Good evening, His Excellency Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, dignitaries on and off the dais, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to offer vote of thanks on behalf of Birla Industrial and Technological Museum here today. Housed in a Grade 1 heritage building that touches the lives of millions, even beyond our premises since 1959, today 3 new facilities have been launched for taking science to people and making people for science, transcending the barriers of stereotypes for a better tomorrow. We are delighted that you could join us on this momentous occasion. We are grateful to our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, for being kind enough to accept our invitation to inaugurate the 3 science and technology facilities at BITM Kolkata. Thank you, sir. Your presence is an impetus for all of us present here. We are very much thankful to our guests of honor, Professor Abhijit Chakravarti, Chairman EC BITM, Professor S.C. Roy, Chairman Steering Committee of National Science and Technology Digital Archive, who are present amongst us in this inaugural function. We are very much thankful to the Director General, National Council of Science Museum, Sri A.D. Chaudhary, whose caring guidance is always an inspiration. Our thanks go to the Deputy Director General, Sri Somarendra Kumar, NCSM, Director, Central Research and Training Laboratory, for their relentless support and cooperation in rendering shape to the facilities being launched here today. Many thanks to the august members of the steering committee of the Digital Archive, the contributors and all those associated with the project. Thanks go to our distinguished guests in the audience, institutional heads, students, teachers and guardians for participating in the inaugural session today. We express our sincere thanks and gratitude to those from different print and electronic media for covering and providing wide publicity of BITM initiatives. Many thanks to my colleagues at BITM Kolkata for making this possible. In fact, we want to thank everybody associated with this event in one way or the other. We do hope to continue our journey in the path of science and innovation in the days to come. Let us celebrate science on this watershed moment of National Council of Science Museum, and we do hope you to continue to enjoy being curious. Thank you very much. Thanks all. Namaskar and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. And that brings us to the end of the inauguration. Can we request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem?
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much. May we request all of you to kindly remain seated till His Excellency and the other guests leave the auditorium.